Today, everything's almost gone into full blossoming. The chicory, that's a cousin of chicory, or the other clover, something clove. Mulberry or gooseberry, effectively. Finally in season that I used to even live off of back during the days of the dojo. At this point, I'm half between preparing to live off-grid just to start saving all of my disability completely. And with the hoops ends, I have to jump. There's no workarounds. There's red tape and processes and procedures to get records back that were already stolen. So, stolen from me. If anyone's not following the context of this conversation of shit I gotta do and take care of, that was too short of English. I'm also looking at misappropriations of statements that were made in the past on top of that, which is kind of already goes back to the official documentation I already provided the U.S. government in the first place after I was informed by it. I mean, it rolls back a few different ways, and that's where it's down to. I was centralizing all of that paperwork, already verified by the government. They already know. Yet I'm surrounded by my friends and family, like the previous video about. I had to stop that for a moment so I go get a beer finally. My first for the day, ladies and gentlemen. Probably about my first and only, since, I have been trying to limit that to a degree. But, I've been stressed out in my situation. But anyway, not to bounce around too many subjects here. So I started this video with, all these Nature's Pharmacy out here. I'm looking at having to gather back up, medical referrals and records in proper context, in the proper time order, and go, here, you thought you had this? No, there was something before it. It starts creating basically a chain. It creates a chain. It creates a paper trail and a chain at the same time. And that's like living with the fact that, an imposter was in Santa Cruz and someone is still sitting there trying to authorize things in my name in Santa Cruz while I'm all the way here in Toledo is scary enough. This goes back to, it should have been 6 months worth of document paperwork where I would have had a new name, new social security number, all here on the official side for the U.S. side, as opposed to what I had to do to consolidate, everything internationally. So, it's the damn truth to it all. That's the whole point where I worked with the government the entire time and to secure and all of this shit, and still got breached in the end because people kept digging when they should not have. When there's paperwork that said don't dig, do not dig here. And for those who aren't familiar with that street term, hey, someone digging into your past, trying to talk to your people. I think they can get to know you. And generally, these sort of people, they'll show up acting like they know you. 9 times out of 10. Now, they're a little bit different. They're normally like social justice warriors like that. They're normally like some prayer group or concerned member of the community. And it just gets the ball rolling in all directions. That's a snowball effect. But during a breach, that's a domino falling. That is a domino falling when someone breaches the information and causes a chain reaction across the board. It is more closer to domino effect. Meanwhile, this is basically dominoes with snowballs. With an avalanche. And the only thing I could do was prove this point, this point, this point, and this point were secure in the first place. It means I locked down the information. And I have part of my education being a computer technician, certified, is information and security. Get it? Like backing up your sensitive data. There's a lot of laws behind that, ladies and gentlemen. So legal equivalencies are real easy for me to figure out in this kind of the nature of this legal matter at that point. Okay? I got the credentials to prove I understand the process, procedure, and all of it. The only thing I lack is basically all of the lingo. It's like, you don't speak of my lingo. I don't speak of yours. We should recognize this first. That's not emulating or anything. That's... I don't know, I got friends that we all used to talk like that back in the day. Yeah. Darn out. But that's how we spoke as a group of guys, you know. Boys will be boys. We're out there doing blacksmithing, exploring the woods, making our own maps, building forts, doing it for real, you know. Shit we were doing to make Amcar look weak. Yeah, we were doing meditations, hell, even experimental parascience shit. Like, that's a really nice subject matter to consider compared to being a lone survivor from that time. Maybe the only one brave enough to actually speak about it. In fact, they call it breaking the ice on the subject. And this one's a tough one. It's like having a bunch of people with paranormal experiences that were shared, but they never met each other. Is how hard this is. And that's why I give credence to the science of the parasciences to that degree, because I've seen that shit. My friends have been there. Mass Effect level shit. Then it happened. Then I found an incident that occurred across the internet that was not viral. This is not anything else. These are this is New Age movement hijacked the Indigo Kids. Let's put it that way. And their stay positive bullshit. It's all about balance. You must master both. Or you'll be a slave to your own existence. You'll be a slave to your impulse. You'll be a slave to desire so much you can't even appreciate it nor enjoy it any further. I would check that out. It's the Hawk Friend. Speaking of like foreign relations. And she do it. I think that's a she. Yeah, she still survived after her wing just got hit that one time. She got attacked by the little sparrows. She's been around for a long minute. how I think. That's how I know she's a she, because only the females usually have the nest first place on that measure. So, from what I understand from biology, because I had a passion for birds, that's why I stopped eating chicken for a long time. But then I got tired of stinking from pork, and then the withdrawal symptoms of eating beef. Did you know you can get beef withdrawal symptoms 3 days? You get aggro as fuck for 3 days after not eating beef, which can also lead to muscle dystrophy. So anyway, as you can tell, I wish I could go back to my friends back in the day and show them everything I know and how real it all really is. Let alone the government side of bullshit, the legal side of what should have just been paper pushing in a legal context. Is then I gotta take that paper and I gotta send it there. Bureaucracy at its best. Then I gotta take that paper, verify that paper with that agency, take it to this. Then I gotta go take it over there and go do that. And rinse and repeat. In fact, an attorney I spoke to in the state of Michigan told me I have to treat this very as sensitive information. But I'm like, well, people dug into sensitive information, so now I have to combat propaganda and smear campaign. And with that notation, let me see if I can't set my phone down somewhere and ain't gonna get fucked with. I don't want to get. You know what? Did you know that you can get ants living in your computer? That's an idea for a Did You Know That series, huh? Yeah, Zed's not dead, motherfuckers. Zed's, did you know that? Computer's got bugs on it. I mean, literally. Yeah, by the way, everything you smoke around a computer, it collects, because it's biostatic collect. It was a police officer. He was merrily along his road with good vibes. That's all I could say, so I gave him a salute. I mean, shit, you know, like, if I were to summarize this, I'm trying to do it here in like 20 minutes or less. Like the umpteenth time. I almost might be repeating myself as a broken record. But then again, every time I re-roll through everything, I'm like, yeah, that's right, I remember that part and that part and that part. You know, like when they, you know, in the movies, they talk about it too, where the investigators, like, just let us know if you remember something out of nowhere. My computer just goddamn glitched real hardcore on that one. I'm gonna take a tobacco break. My seizures were beautifully well. Beautifully well. A little bit of weed I got works very well. Oh yeah, hey, by the way, I'm still back at the same spot, and look, I drank all of this today. I'm taking credit for every beer can here. why I said Z unit, no Russian affiliation. I would ask cybersecurity to go ahead and search my posts on when I was beefing with Putin, taking the... Thank you. And my squad's response that you're not supposed to know about. Anyway. Bunch of freelancers looking out for humanitarian efforts. Non-violent motherfuckers. Trying to disarm and diffuse, disarm and... remembered all three. 4.5. Anyway. I didn't start my own private military career for nothing. I was hoping to get back there in time with all the stupid paperwork taken care of, too. At least I can do something to make sure nothing happens to my family, because it's just happening basically right after. One country away. Go ahead, someone go do your geography. Look at Ukraine, Romania, go ahead and count south too, from Italy and on the Adriatic. How many countries south is the next war happening? Next to my family. War south, war to the east, war in the west. Everything is war. For real. For my family across seas right now. How dare anyone but I should be there fighting for the standby with the and now I got emotional. That's like someone misappropriating Toledo Court Diagnostics. Yes, about today's stuff on any drug use. I said, you know, I lost a lot of friends to drug use. Theirs. I tried to help them get off of it, if you read it in context. Zeph Center is ironically some weird message from the universe if I was already adopting the name before it ever existed. Imagine my response. Imagine my response. My reaction footage of Zeph Center. What? And they're on the same page? With the same branding. I'm weak. As is Toledo, as I have mentioned. So one part I can truthfully relates on that one. That was the perfect way to speak of it. I haven't heard any better on earth. Like I said, I only give credit where credit's due, and I only keep sames with cultural things. If that was my nature in the first place and I had no way to describe it, and someone actually has a knowledge base on the subject that I'm talking about, and I don't even know what the fuck it's called, and then Apologize for the traffic noise. Yeah, right. I'm supposed to be a responsible YouTuber, right? Still reserved. I'm still trying to get them responsible. I don't know. I pumped the police with a can full of water. What do you want? What are you playing with? It's on YouTube too. I pumped them on YouTube with my own backpack camera. How's that for red, white, and blue for you? That's spelled out REDBLUE number 4 U, letter U. It's also a video archive on everything too, so it's all raw shit. It's original YouTube, old school YouTube level. It's all right. Several takes sometimes just to get it all up there and go, damn it. I am doing this on the fly. Reality check, live and uncensored. Unscripted as well. Is that pre-scripted or semi-scripted, sir? I don't know. I definitely know your supervision doesn't help. Anyway, I have better oversight, like corporate oversight. I demand corporate oversight. Let he who has an ear hear me, or hear the hearing that is hearing. The walls are talking to you. Correction, my voice off the walls is talking to That's like asking the U.S. if you want to know about my true nuclear shield system. Because there's only a handful of places on Earth that I have consolidated such systems so far. It takes a lot of biometric imprinting. I say stay on steroids for a reason. That's like crack on steroids. Get it? I'm getting high off my own brain power. I'm just hoping I didn't lose my check. I got it. Way to find out if it's real or not. I'm gonna get weather warned just a little bit. See what comes off. I can already feel the cool winds coming in again this evening. A word to those without ceilings. Yeah. I'm a senior member of the Coach Department, and Lucinda is my queen. Thank you. Good evening, in the morning, and have a good night. Wait to see you tomorrow or yesterday. Where time is no time, can you count the days? Whatever second in eternity stands for nothing. Unless you make it your day. Time is your time, my time is mine. The only time is the time we make. Let no other take it. Lest it be mutual, or for a price. Make no mistake. My time is mine, yours is yours. However, to measure between a tick and a talk or a tick. How can you measure between a tick and a talk? Space with no time. Immeasurable. I remember that time I had to get hold of the benefit. And that was basically one of the first preliminary paths of my legal path that happened. It was like the seeds of my legal trees. Many trees and trees and trees. But imagine that. And then we're at 20 minutes, as usually, about 30, I cut it off here. As I said, he who counts time in eternity profits nothing, but always knows the measure. Pop quiz, give me a legal interpretation of public defender. Technically, by constitutional right, you are allowed to have legal counsel. I can at least give you some pointers and the right questions to ask. It's like I got damn shot up by airsoft with CO2 levels over here. I'm still looking for one of the damn BBs left. Or not, well, it might have been BBs. I've been doing carbon iron replacement and worse for some time. Mineral biological replacements, equivalents, sciences. Anyway, I'm going to end the video on that note.